to present to you applicable methodologies that can increase your scores immediately on the SATs. So let's see what I'm talking about here. And a lot of them will be what you guys had mentioned. Number one is time cognizant. You want to read faster, right? Most people can read in a certain speed, but in the SATs, since it's so strictly timed, you want to make sure that you read as fast as possible, okay? You want to be aware of the organization and structure of the passage, and we'll talk about this. As you read, you should be able to say to yourself, aha, the author is saying this, so in your mind, you're looking at the author's organization and saying, aha, this is example number 2 located over here, and then, aha, here's the conclusion here, and then in the bottom, here's the rebuttal right over here. And you should be able to put all of that stuff in your mind as you read, okay? Paraphrasing or blueprinting is a skill set that we employ here and we emphasize highly. When you paraphrase something, and write this down in your notes, when you paraphrase something, I want you to paraphrase only one paragraph per paraphrase, and each paraphrase should be no more than 6 to 8 words. It doesn't even have to be a full sentence. It just needs to be your understanding of what you think is the author's takeaway. Once again, and this is fairly important, the SATs does not care about how you think. They care about what your thoughts are, or what your values are, or what your opinions are. The SATs cares about whether you can critically analyze what the author wants you to take away. Got it? Write this down. Once again, the SATs tests you, and it really only cares about whether you can critically analyze what the author wants you to take away. Not what you want to take away, but what the author wants you to take away. And that's what your paraphrasing is, okay? And we're going to put this into practice today. Number 4 is predicting. Every time somebody says something, you should be metacognitive and predict what's going to happen next. Simple case in point would be if I came up to you and I was like, how much money you got in your pocket today? You have 2 thoughts in your mind with a question like that. It's just a very different question. It's a very different question than somebody going, hey, how you feeling? Normally if somebody asks, how you doing, man? You're going to be like, I'm all right, right? You're not thinking much. But if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, how much money you got in your pocket today? You have 2 thoughts in your mind. One thought is, well, I have like, $5.55, right? The second thought is, and this is the more interesting thought, the second thought is, why is this dude asking me this question? And that's predicting. You're trying to predict exactly what is going on or what is going to happen. When you read passages on the SATs, you need to be constantly being aware of why the author says something, and you should be able to predict what is going to happen next. You could be wrong, but that's not the important point. The important point is that you just need to engage in this active process of reading that predicts what the author is saying next. That's what makes you a powerful reader and a critical thinker. Okay? And when you get to become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or a businessman, the reason why you are going to get paid the big bucks is because you're going to be able to think way ahead, 5, 3, 4, 7 steps ahead, and be able to make the proper moves and avoid any issues and make your company profitable or make your career in a better standing as a result of your critical thinking processes. Number 5 is metacognitive reading. Metacognitive means, meta means aware, and cognitive means thinking. Constantly be aware of what the author is saying and why he is saying it while you are understanding what he is saying, okay? They're 2 very different things. Most of us just read because we just want to read and understand what the author's saying. But all of us should take the time to question why the author said that first, as well as understanding what the author says. Again, metacognitive reading is questioning why the author said it and what the author said. Topic. I think this is the last topic. And It's called unique functions. It's my favorite topic. It's my favorite kind of problem in the SATs, right? You too, believe it or not, will have favorite kinds of problems in the SATs because you'll be nerding out by the time we are done. My favorites are unique functions. So unique functions are interesting because they use operatives that doesn't really exist in mathematics, but when they do them, they give you the definition of the operative. And all that you really want to do is plug and play or substitute, right? That's the key word. So I want you to write this down. Every time you see a unique function with an operative that you've never seen before, like this omega here, right? When a problem gives you an odd-looking symbol like this, right? And they say that it states a function or an operative, you're dealing with unique function problems. The good news is that from now on, from this moment forward, you will never make a mistake on unique function problems, ever. And I will guarantee you this, so long as you substitute and or plug and play correctly according to the definition that they give you. So write that down. Unique function problems require you to substitute properly, and you will never get these problems wrong. Okay. You will always find at least one unique function problem on the SATs, okay? Okay. Brittany, I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Okay. You will love these problems too. So let's take a look at this particular problem. And I want you to all go ahead and solve it out. I'm going to give you 60 seconds, all right? And
Okay, cool. So we're getting some really good feedback here, and looks like we are in the vicinities of 6 and 5. And in fact, the College Board has given this essay a 6. So you guys are doing really, really well here. Let's take a quick look as to why this is a 6. I'm not going to really spend too much time onto this thing. It's a very well-written essay, all right? And let me point to some of the areas that I think are instrumental in your own particular essay writing that you should focus on. The first sentence says, without our past. I mean, read this first sentence, okay? Without our past, comma. So already we can see that this author has a good grasp of sentence structure. Like, immediately as an essay grader, I can tell that this author knows how to use phrases and clauses in a meaningful way. Because the author states that without our past, comma, something's going to happen. Meaning, if you lack any past history, something's going to happen. And the author says, without our past, our future would be a tortuous path leading to nowhere. Man, that is a fantastic first sentence. That's epic. That gets me thinking, like, whoa, dude, that's deep. Like, well, what is this guy saying, right? Like, like, after I read, like, if I was an essay grader, I probably would read, I don't know, 50 essays that start off with a basic sentence like, I agree that, or I believe that, or I think that memories can help others. But that particular way of writing is a very boring way, man. It's very typical. It's mundane. This is not. This is a fantastic sentence. And not only that, it's meaningful. It's going to tie it into the author's position. It says, without our past, our future would be leading us to nowhere. I mean, that's like, I don't even know what to say. That's like really good. I already can tell that this essay is going to be very fun to read, and I'm already happy to read it. Okay? Because many authors don't write like this. But all of us can. So this is not a time for you guys to be modest in SAT essay. I want you to show off your skill set in writing, right? Blow the reader's mind away by providing this kind of first sentence, all right?